Hello, everyone. I'm Gary,
I'm John.
and we're
Two Bros Doing Shows.
your wrestling podcast. Now, Raw this past week, I have to admit, did have a few good matches, and it started off a little awkward as Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho were talking about Thanksgiving. Now, they started out talking about what they were thankful for. First thing they were thankful for was not being an American and being Canadian. And they said, well, we celebrated Thanksgiving a month earlier because Canadian Thanksgiving is in October. Ooh, we're Canadians, eh? But, those hosers,
they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they didn't know about Roman Reigns coming out and kicking their French asses. But the honest truth here is that Roman Reigns came out after they mentioned beating Seth Rollins the week before, and that, Seth Rollins couldn't be there because he wasn't medically cleared. I'll get to that in a moment. Now, the truth on this is that Roman Reigns came out and asked that if he could beat Kevin Owens in a match, that he could get a Universal title shot. Now,
I believe Kevin Owens was saying that he could beat him without Jericho's help.
Yeah. And which started a little bit of a fight, which was sort of instigated by Roman Reigns.
Clearly a levels crawl.
Yeah, I guess. But basically, it led up to Kevin Owens saying, I don't need you to carry me because...
Well, what it ultimately led up to was... So the match was made, and Chris Jericho backstage was basically saying, hey, you're not going to have to worry about me interfering in this match or helping him at all because he's done. He's done with Kevin Owens. And as soon as he went to leave...
he got attacked by Seth Rollins. He got a pedigree right on the front of a car. Boob goes to Dynamite.
Yeah, that was pretty vicious.
Yeah.
Almost on the concrete.
Yeah, that almost looked as bad as something from the Attitude Era. So, you've got that match. But to walk back a little bit, why the fuck are you not defending the U.S. title? You took the U.S. title from Rusev, who was getting a decent push. And now Rusev's not getting a really big push. He's fighting Enzo, for God's sakes.
Yeah, what's with these squash matches with Enzo all of a sudden?
Yeah, what are you trying to make Enzo look weak for Rusev? What is it, feed Rusev the shrimp parade? You know, who's he going to be beating up next? Sami Zayn?
I was just going to say that.
It's just, it's gross mismanagement of their talent on Raw. Now, the women's division, I'll get to in a minute, but as far as your U.S. and your Universal titles, they're a fucking joke. You look at those two versus the IC and WWE on SmackDown, it's no contest. Which one's been defended better? Which one's been represented better? Kevin Owens has won that Universal title 3 times now because of Jericho interfering. And Roman Reigns hasn't defended that U.S. title since winning it.
Yeah, it really seems like they're trying, for some odd reason, to tone down the U.S. title, which at this point is the very wrong thing to do. I mean,
Look,
if you really gotta put someone in there, just for me personally, you're not doing jack with Sami Zayn.
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
not
saying.
doing anything with Neville. You're not doing anything.
You have a mid card. Use it.
Exactly. I could not agree more with my brother here. And we don't agree on a lot of things. But this is one thing we agree on. You have some of the best mid-card talent on Raw. Yet you shit all over them. Stop. Give Truth a chance. Shit.
Yeah, our freaking, and instead you put our truth up against freaking Braun Strowman.
Who's gonna? Yeah,
Who squashed him?
Yeah, I apparently our truth is now the jobber. Forget Golden Truth.
Well, they're dropping everyone out that isn't like one of the main talents. That's one of the big differences between Raw and SmackDown is that SmackDown at least is trying to do something with their mid-card talent, whereas Raw has sidelined a lot of people for the sake of these really stupid spots.
Yet, every Monday we got to see Braun on the fucking television. We didn't see Nia Jax tonight. We
really didn't see anyone except for Bailey besides,
Bailey
Banks
in appearance.
Yeah, exactly, in appearance.
She didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
It'd have been nice to see her wrestle.
It would have been nice to see a lot of people wrestle, but they're not doing that.
And let's just go to another match for a minute. Is a cruiserweight match with Rick Swann and
Noam Dar.
Rick Swann won in Rick Swann type fashion, and then started talking crap to Brian Kendrick, and Brian Kendrick. He took the crap and everything, but I don't think he's going to put up with it much longer. I'm not even sure how much longer he's going to hold on to that belt. But
he'll probably lose it to Rick Swann at the next pay-per-view.
Well, actually, it would be on 205 Live on Tuesday.
Oh, is that when then?
But point being, it's gonna be interesting to see how they improve Raw, because they're gonna have to fucking improve it, because this is a broken product right now. You have one of the worst tag team divisions like ever on Raw, yet SmackDown's tag team division is so much better.
It really seems like they didn't plan out how they were dividing the talent quite well.
The draft was a fucking joke, and I will say that until I die. This whole draft thing was stupid, and they did it stupidly because they tried to split the tag teams in half, have two tag team divisions. They tried to split the women in half, which kind of fucked you over because Summer Rae's injured. Paige is gone. And God knows how many other talents. You have Emma coming back as Emmalina. And yet you're spending all your time on two women. Two.
Yeah.
Which,
right?
let's move on.
Yeah.
So we have New Day versus the Club, Gallows and Anderson. So, this match,
it was one in typical New Day fashion.
Yeah, it started with a roll-up from Gallows, and then Xavier flipped it over and was holding the tights. Granted, on the first pin, Gallows was holding Xavier's tights, so it was kind of payback. But Anderson was over in the fucking corner not doing anything like a dork. And, when he could have easily broken up the count, put his leg on the rope. I mean, any number of fucking things. And he didn't do them. Because WWE just wants to fucking put over the New Day. Why? Why are you sitting there and A, making me hate someone that I really like, and B, sitting there and just making people look stupid? Gallows and Anderson were two of the toughest SOBs from Japan. And I think I could count how many wins they've had this year on one fucking hand.
Yeah, this doesn't make me feel real good about when the revival comes to WWE.
Yeah,
I in that sort of way, I kind of hope they put him on SmackDown, but then again, it's like Raw needs tag teams.
Well, at this point, what they need to do is let the New Day die. Because the New Day is the problem here. You got to get rid of the problem before you find a solution. It would have been really interesting going into Roadblock had Gallows and Anderson won the tag titles, but they didn't. So, we have no idea who they're going to be facing for the tag titles at Roadblock. It could be anybody. Could be Gallows and Anderson. It could be Big Cass.
At this point, who cares? Because
they're going to break Demolition's record.
Yeah,
so they're going to win at Roadblock anyway. So, just let them carry it through Roadblock in a fucking package. It's stupid. It really, it's disappointing. And when you sit there and make it that fucking obvious, to point it out every fucking Monday, they've held it this many days, and Demolition held it that many days. Well,
they did the same thing with Santino Marella, though, too.
Not in that kind of
fashion.
fashion.
No. Well, when they had him with the IC title, wasn't it?
No, I don't know, because
he's trying to beat like Honky Tonk Man's record.
I don't know, because I really wasn't giving a fuck about WWE at that point, because guys like Santino Marella kind of ruined the PG era for me.
Anyways, the fact is that they keep my problem is that they keep having them straddle the line between heel and face, and it's starting to get kind of irritating, because it's like one match they'll do very they'll be like the good guys, and then in the following match they'll do something heel like, but lately they've been having to do more and more heel stuff, so it's like
I think they're trying to get people to want them to lose the titles, because obviously it's not going to happen in the fashion that WWE maybe designed. Maybe people love the New Day so much they don't want to see them lose it after they beat the streak. Maybe they want them to have a longer streak. I don't know. I'll be honest. If it has to do with the New Day, they're gonna win. That's it. Until after they beat Demolition's record, it's a done deal. They're winning. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, Survivor Series was the exception to the rule. We did not. They lost, and in very quick fashion. Unfortunately, I just feel worse here for the club, because these are two guys. They came with AJ Styles, and this is another thing I'm having a problem with. You have the James Ellsworth shit that is shit, and the club is getting treated the same way. It's like, why are you jobbing out fucking AJ, Gallows, and Anderson when they should be some of the strongest booked people that you have? It's retarded. and it's stupid.
It's their way of trying to sell merchandise to the masses by trying to
So what, bootios?
yeah.
Yeah, they want to sit there and make sure your stupid show ain't booty. Well, Raw's looking pretty booty right now, okay? And I'm so
Yeah, pretty booty is accurate, I guess.
and it's just it's difficult to just take in the fact that you have a paper champion in Kevin Owens, and you have someone who I don't think they realize the potential of, realize their potential, and a year and a half later are going to break one of the biggest records in WWE. I mean, what's next? Somebody going to beat, Bruno Sammartino's 5-year fucking record?
Mm-hmm. We should go on to the next match, though. I think we spent enough time on New Day.
Yeah, well, it's annoying. Anyway, then you have Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
I think we should talk about Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns match first.
Okay, so Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns match was actually before Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Now, the match itself was fairly simplistic. I mean, I could not have written it up, easier to explain than this. Spear and Superman punch, clean cover in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. So basically, Kevin Owens just proved that he does need Chris Jericho to interfere in his matches. Why make Kevin Owens look weak? This is a guy that beat John Cena first time round.
Exactly. And this is my issue here. You fucking stuck a championship on Kevin Owens, and you are jobbing him out to your mid-card guy.
To your mid-card champion. Don't forget, he's a mid-card champion. He is supposed to be defending his friggin' U.S. title, which he has not done
since he won it against Rusev, in October.
You literally have, so you give the Cruiserweights 2 matches, but you can't give, a No. 1 contendership match to any of the guys in the back for the U.S. title? Really?
And my other beef, if this was for a shot at the Universal title, even if you were to want to maybe give it to Roman, why the hell isn't Roman fighting someone else for that number 1 contendership? Obviously, there's somebody on your roster who's worthy of a title shot other than, of course, Seth Rollins. Why are you not putting Sami Zayn in there if he's so valuable to fucking Raw? Why are you not putting, I don't know, Braun in there if he's so fucking valuable to Raw?
If you're making him such a monstrous character, why not put him in with those other guys?
Why are you not throwing Brock Lesnar into this if he wants to quote-unquote redeem himself? Yeah, I mean, where the hell is Goldberg? Goldberg wanted a shot. Why isn't Goldberg in there? There's so many X factors that you could have put in that would have made it a better match, but you just let him pin your champion clean. I have said this on this podcast many a time, that this ladder system should never be broken. And yet WWE, on Raw at least, continues to fuck people over because there is no ladder system. They just have their chosen and they let them win.
Yeah.
And and we've said this before, Roman Reigns, one of the most protected people on Raw. It is Charlotte, one of the most protected people on Raw. And it's beginning to look like Braun Strowman, one of the most protected people on Raw.
Well, I wouldn't say Braun Strowman necessarily, because they haven't done anything really with him except for pitting him against Sami Zayn.
When was the last time he lost? Other than Survivor Series.
Well, he's been put up against jobbers the whole time.
My point exactly.
So that's why I'm saying, they've done such a horrible job with the mid card.
Their booking makes no sense.
Not to mention the fact that Roman. I mean, okay, so I do feel for Roman. He is getting way too booed, in my opinion.
Actually, Monday
was a bit better this time.
Monday was a little bit better.
He wasn't as
booed. And you could hear the cheers coming through the crowd.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I don't care what you do with Roman at this point, because you're just going to do it. So just give him the Universal title, give him the U.S. title, give him the fucking tag team title. I don't care. Because if he's the chosen one because he's related to The Rock, so be it. Then, because honestly, he's not horrible on the mic, but his ring skills they're not bad, but they are very obvious when things are going to happen. And the spots that get set up for him are very obvious. Like,
yeah.
I know exactly when he's going to hit a drive-by. I know almost exactly when he's going to hit his spear, because he sits there and goes, know. I mean, it's very...
Which at least a few fans get into.
Yeah, that's true. The fans start screaming too, so that is kind of cool. But it's a disappointment that the rest of their talent has to pound sand.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you're just going to sit there and pick selected talent to do X, Y, and Z, then why are you bothering? What does Royal Rumble mean to Raw?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You've got 30 people going into the Royal Rumble.
15 Raw and 15 SmackDown.
Well, what's the point of putting 15 Raw guys?
Actually, it's supposed to be like 12 Raw and 12 SmackDown, and 6 are probably going to be surprises, as it usually is every year.
So probably
granted,
NXT
those numbers
people.
are assumptions.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few NXT guys that
a few people think Bobby Roode might pop up. Some people might think Shinsuke or maybe Joe, seeing as Joe is supposed to get the call up here pretty soon. Royal Rumble would be a great place to do it, and then have him get his ass whipped by Lesnar.
Something.
Or maybe get eliminated by Kevin Owens. Who knows? But bottom line, I think it's time to rejuvenate Raw in a big way, because...
Well, they have to, they definitely have to restructure how it's going. They need...
You need more tag teams for your tag team division. You need a women's division that doesn't have half of your freaking women's division injured.
Or just sitting on the sidelines.
Or just sitting on the sidelines, like Nia Jax. Where the hell was Nia Jax on Monday? I don't know. She was in the back. Well, she shouldn't have been in the back. Maybe take away these stupid promos for Emelina and give her a damn match. Let her have another classic match with freaking Bayley. Bayley was back there. Bayley was there. Bayley's not doing anything but being a cheerleader for fucking Sasha Banks. Come on. Hey, I want some Bayley. Come on. This is just...
the whole thing with the women's division. Well, it's like all their divisions are just suffering so horribly right now.
Well, Raw.
Well,
Raw's
yeah.
the problem. SmackDown's women's division is fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, because they actually utilize all their women.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Every division on SmackDown is fucking awesome. Their mid-card division, awesome.
Yeah.
Their tag team division, even though every single tag team that they have is a second rate or a brand new tag team, it's awesome. I mean, the only exception to that would be the Usos. That's it. Maybe Mosh and Thrasher, but they haven't been in the WWE for what? Since '99?
Oh, they can still put on a match, though. I'll give them that.
They have. But WWE's tag team division, you have the Club. You have Enzo.
Raw's tag team division.
Yeah, Raw's tag team division, no. You got the Club. You have Enzo and Big Cass. And you have New Day. And you have fucking Golden Truth, which the Golden Truth there is that you suck and stop trying to be a tag team, and then you've got
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro getting drunk at a pub, by the way,
starting
on
fights.
Raw.
Okay, that was kind of
fights
funny.
and breaking beer bottles over people's heads. I mean, yeah, that's all funny and everything, but come on.
I think they make a good tag team, but that's just.
But that's what I mean.
But
well, why were they not in a match? With Big Cass and Enzo.
Yeah, why
are you wasting our time
with
a
Rusev
segment
versus Enzo?
Enzo, when you could have had a tag team match with two tag teams that you are trying to push, and then maybe saved a match for Rusev later on. Maybe have Rusev kick Braun's ass, you know? Have monster versus monster, as is so very common in WWE. But honestly, that match would be one I'd like to see. So it's just your booking sucks.
Well, the writing is also the sucky part too.
Well,
they need like the guys that do SmackDown doing Raw. Or of course, I could just be being an idiot, and it could be the same people. But then, what the hell's going on?
Like I said, it's the booking. It's the way they want to book their wrestlers, how they win, when they get a time, when they get a shot. It's very ridiculous, in my opinion. It really just it boggles the mind how these guys are some of them are getting ignored and how some are getting attention. Because I don't see Braun Strowman anything more than a gimmick match. Because that's all he really is. Put him against the fucking Big Show, you know? If you're going to waste my time, at least put him against somebody experienced who can show him how to use his fucking arms.
All right, so next match.
Okay. Next match is Charlotte and Sasha Banks for the title. The first chunk of it happened during the first part of Raw, which I think was during the second hour. Now, it was just a regular match at that point.
Yeah.
And what happened was that they decided to have a double count out, and Charlotte would retain. Now, Mick Foley came out after that happened.
He was like, no, not ending like that. This is gonna, you rest up a little bit, and then later on tonight, it's gonna be a no holds barred, falls count anywhere match for the title.
Yeah, and so, you know, of course, the segment right before the match had to have Bailey, because apparently they couldn't find anything else for Bailey to do but sit there and be a fucking Chris Jericho for fucking Sasha Banks. Be like, oh, Bailey, I know you can do it. Well, of course she can do it. She's fucking Sasha Banks, you know? It's like that woman went into Hell in a Cell. Of course she can get it done in a no DQ, no count out situation. So they restart the match in the third hour. I am going to say two things. Number one, the match itself pushed a lot of boundaries that we haven't seen women get to. And I want to say, for the sake of saying it, I have a lot of respect for what happened in that match. Fighting in the crowd, using weapons.
Pulling out freaking kendo sticks.
But yeah, well, that would be under the using weapons part. But
still, it was awesome though to see them go all out like that.
The way it ended was Sasha Banks put a bank statement on Charlotte. It like
through a
guardrail on the staircase. Now, granted, and it looked like it hurt and everything, but this is the second thing I have to say about that match. This has happened a lot, and for those of you that have lost count or don't know how many times these two have crossed compared to others, I'm going to give you a stat right now, and I looked this up, and this is legit. Back in the day, Lita and Trish Stratus, over 6 years, faced each other 65 times. That's a lot,
Yeah.
But they had some of the greatest matches ever for women. And that was in a day where women were not as respected in this kind of PC era. Charlotte and Sasha Banks have fought 153 times in just 4 years.
That's too much, really.
And seeing as Sasha Banks has to give Charlotte a rematch at Roadblock, it's about to be 154.
It's ridiculous because it essentially what that says to me is that they have no faith in the other women's wrestlers on Raw.
And I'll give Raw credit where credit is due. It is trying to make best with what it has because a great number of their female talents are injured.
Not Bailey, not Nia Jax.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Why aren't those two women in the mix for this title? Well, why is this becoming hot potato between fucking Charlotte and Sasha Banks? Sasha Banks is now a 3-time champion, and she's only been with that company 4 years. And you know what? Bailey is a 0-time champion. And she has been... Actually, that's not technically true. If you count NXT, I guess she's a 2-time NXT women's champion. But, yeah.
Yeah, on the main roster.
On the main roster, she hasn't won jack.
She hasn't gotten to do jack.
Because Sasha Banks and Charlotte are so protected. I do not know why the cousin of Snoop Dogg and the daughter of Ric Flair are so protected.
I think you just answered your own question.
Wink, wink, But I think it's time to maybe open your eyes, just like with, Roman Reigns, just because he's the friggin' cousin of The Rock, don't mean you got to hand him the world on a silver platter. But the fact is it's time to end it. It was a great feud. Give it a break, or at least a hiatus for about 6 months before you stick these two in another match.
Yeah, I swear, if after Roadblock this shit is still going on, I will have officially lost all interest in it. because I'm sick of seeing the same thing over and over again. Yes, they put on great matches. That's fine, but I want to see other people get a chance to put on good matches. It's kind of like when you're playing a video game and both people pick the same character 150 some odd times in a row. Eventually, you're going to know what moves are going to happen before they happen.
Exactly. And not only that, it just gets boring picking the same characters over and over again. And to be fair, why the hell wasn't there a number one contendership for this fucking title?
Right? I mean,
Where does Sasha Banks get off just automatically assuming she's the number one contender? She lost the last time I checked, and that was a rematch, if I'm not mistaken.
well, I don't quite remember that, but
But
still, yeah, it's gotten to the point where they're going back and forth, winning and losing against each other, but no one else is really
getting a chance in the spotlight.
I mean, this is kind of reminiscent of the whole Randy Orton, John Cena BS.
I was about to say the same thing. In fact, I think Charlotte should just do a "You Can't See Me" because that's about what's going to happen.
Yeah, that'd be Sasha Banks. Charlotte would clearly be Randy Orton.
What? Nah, Charlotte's got more personality. Sasha Banks is all like, "I'm Sasha Banks. I'm tough. And I am strong. Raw." Can we please? I guess Sasha Banks does have a little personality. She got the boss thing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit better than Randy's backwards walk into the post where he's like looking like a douche. But the truth is that you cannot. Where's your ladder system for the women's title? Why is there no ladder system in place to get new people onto titles? People do not want to see constant title flips or elongated reigns for people with the title. And when I say elongated reigns, fine. You want to give a guy a title for 6 months, that's okay. That's not a big deal. If you have a storyline to tell, like you did per se with Kevin Owens, that's fine. My problem with what you did with Kevin Owens is you made him look like a wuss. Because every fucking time he has a title match, it's Chris Jericho to the rescue.
And this time, because Chris Jericho wasn't there, and of course, Kevin Owens made the requisite excuses. Oh, my head wasn't in the match. I was worried about Chris Jericho. You know, I just...
You can make excuses.
I know, but it's just it's the kind of thing that makes a good wrestler look even weaker.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're trying to flip him or something, but the truth is you've got to do a better job managing how you creatively book your wrestlers. Because I want to see what's going to happen to the U.S. title. Who's going to challenge Roman Reigns at Roadblock? Nobody. Which means that title will have not been defended from the time freaking October happened with Hell in a Cell to at least Royal Rumble. Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, why does somebody get a free pass? Where did Roman Reigns get off getting a free pass and a shot at the Universal title? Come on, man. It's just ridiculous. I think that title deserves more respect. And do you know why people hate The Miz but secretly respect him? Because he fucking defends that title every month sometimes multiple times in a month, even though Maurice is fucking cheating with him and fucking needs to be put in a shark cage. But, still, he's defending that title. Would you not disagree? Would you disagree with that?
No, you're right. Miz does defend that title a lot, although they make it seem like Miz is, weak because of all the times. I mean, like, the ring could be better, but I'm not exactly complaining because he's legitimately
he's still
entertaining.
Defending it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he did legitimately defend it, he lost, but in his rematch he won. So Dolph keeps his job, he gets the title back.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, Roman Reigns has done nothing with the U.S. title. Zilch. I have been waiting for someone to be like, "What's up, bitch? I want my old title." It's like John Cena when he had it every Monday. I'm defending the title. I'm defending the title. And while I thought it was a bit, over the top for, John Cena, it was a good thing to have a guy want to defend his title on a weekly basis. Do you know why?
Okay.
It brings more meaning to your title.
Not to mention, and also because it wasn't just, I believe, one guy all those times. It would be different people.
Yeah, it was always someone different, and he would give a chance to anybody. And he fought a lot of great different talent. I mean, one of those times it was fucking Sami Zayn. So it's just like,
Hello?
I just
McFly, hello, McFly. I mean, honestly, it's like you really can't be this stupid to. It's just annoying.
Yeah, a lot of this is annoying, and my hope is that this crap with Charlotte and Sasha Banks, at least, ends at Roadblock. I don't care who wins or who loses. I just want it to end. I mean, good on those two for making a good example for women. I got no beef with that part of it, but I just think that match has been run into the ground. My other problem is that, if you're going to give the Universal title to Roman, just give it to him. Or, like, why bother waiting till Roadblock? Just give it to him fucking next week.
Yeah.
And then have the rematch be at Roadblock where you're going to inevitably give it to him anyway. Like, I want to see friggin' Goldberg walk in there, a former U.S. champion, by the way, and be like, I want it. Spear versus spear.
The only problem with that is he's also protected, but that's because he's older, although...
I would rather Goldberg at this point have the U.S. title than Roman.
I'd rather anyone have the U.S. I'm sorry, but, Roman just... I mean... I don't
Roman
know.
I just want him to defend his titles. And if he gets that Universal title, he will never defend it. Because he is the most protected person in that industry. The next person being Charlotte. And then probably the next one being Sasha Banks. As far as the Raw roster goes, it's just disgusting the way this had to go down tonight. I mean, you had a pay-per-view quality ending, and you kind of botched it. Now, like I said, I think the women's match was a good quality of match. I just didn't like that, Sasha Banks gets her third title, and it wasn't on a pay-per-view. Like, I want to see her finally get that hump where she wins a title on a pay-per-view.
Or at least have Charlotte lose at a pay-per-view.
That too. Or make it all perfect and have Charlotte lose to Sasha Banks at Roadblock, and there you go. You end her streak. You end the feud because the title will not need to be defended against her. Bada bing, bada boom. We go into the new year with a new attitude. And I think that's what WWE needs right now is a new attitude towards that division. They need a new attitude towards the U.S. division. And they need a new attitude towards their tag team division. So, at this point, I'm Gary.
I'm John.
Top Guys, out.